Hey guys, it's time again for Ask the Actors.
That would be us.
Hello.
Yumi T
Hey.
has written in with a question. She wants to know, what did you do for a living other than being a voice actor?
Oh, Mr. Russell, go ahead.
Well, my proudest physical work was working at the ice factory, making ice cubes and filling railroad cars full of ice.
And what did that help his voice?
Yeah, I was a radio guy. I worked in radio as a radio host and doing talk shows and things of that nature. And on the side, I would be doing these voiceover jobs. So that's kind of how the two melded and came together.
Yep. And my background is in theater, so I was a theater major in college, and I did stage work and that kind of thing, and always did character roles, and did some improv back in the day. So that I came with that bag of tricks. Yeah. To Prairie Home, and we kind of met in the middle.
If you'd ever done Behold the Iceman Cometh, then I could have.
We could have really
put
done
the thing in the height.
Hello, pretty
Thank you for your question, Yumi T.
So our second question is from Susan H, and she asks, how do you do your characters on the radio show if you have a cold or you've lost your voice? Well, good story about that. We did a show in Ames, Iowa, probably 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And Garrison was really, really sick, and he had a bad cold and barely had a voice. And Tim also showed up with a different cold. They didn't get it from each other, or maybe they did. I don't know.
We didn't.
I don't know. We don't ask those things. Anyway, he showed up with barely a voice. And so the two of them sort of croaked through, but we did the show anyway.
Yeah, they should bottle adrenaline, because that helps a little bit when you realize you've got to perform. I don't know, something came out, but it was more like, it was a dark and lonely night in a city that is not asleep. I can't tell you. Anyway, we somehow survived, and fortunately the voices with a high range were not in the scripts.
Yeah.
And that
so
helps.
it was one of those weeks. I had one of those weeks too, where I was really, really sick and barely had a voice, and all my regular characters were not, none of them were on the show that week, so it wasn't like I needed to do Sugar or Ruth Harris or something. So I could just make up, all the voices sounded really low and very, very cracky. But actually we would prefer not to sound like that.
No.
So we're pretty lucky and we're pretty blessed that for the most part, that doesn't get in our way.
So the takeaway is get plenty of sleep,
yes.
Eat fruits and vegetables,
Liquids,
take care of yourself.
Liquids.
Liquids.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.